Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a bit of a catch-up video. Haven't had many videos up over the last couple of weeks. There's a reason for that, but yeah, it's kind of a catch-up on what's been going on kind of whilst I've been away, if you like, literally, because one of the reasons that I hadn't many videos up, I was away on a bit of a vacation. We went down the country for a few days, had a great time, and yeah, that has to be done. First trip away really since 2019 with all the COVID stuff, so we were delighted to get away for a few days. What's been going on? Well, lots of things. We're going to do a whole catch up. First thing I'm going to do is the 6.4 behind me has had a GPS system fitted in it out on trial, and we're going to have a little look at that. So that's something that might interest a lot of people. Helps with accuracy and all that kind of stuff. So if you're spreading fertilizer, spraying, all them kind of things, one of these is a must, I find anyway. So we're going to have a look at that. Could we look at some things that's going on around the yard here, preparation maybe for some silage and stuff like that too. Second cut is coming down the line in the next number of days, so we'll have a look at preparations for that. And also another thing in the last number of days, you might notice in the last week we've had some strange wet stuff falling out of the sky that we're not really used to in this country now as of late. Rain came, absolutely brilliant. Could have done it a bit earlier, to be honest, especially here. We ended up kind of half running out of grass because some of the cows have been on hay, 2 bales of hay every day since for a bit of fortnight now. So glad to see the rain coming and to see the bit of grass picking up. On our travels in the country, we went down to Clare, went down to Kerry, and we come back. We actually went over Galway down to and that direction across the country to Galway, down to Clare, and then right around to Kerry and come back up through Cork. So good to see quite a bit of the country. And what I did notice on my travels was that everywhere has gotten rain down the south and over the west when we didn't get it. There was green grass everywhere in fields. Nowhere was as burnt up as what we had here. Cows grazing in lovely lush grass. When back home, when we had left, things was just completely brown. It was like a desert. So you did get rain elsewhere in the country when we got absolutely none. And good for you that you did, because you weren't struggling as much as we were up this side. So great to see the rain coming, delighted with that. Okay, so let's have a look at, we'll start off, we'll have a look at the GPS system, and we'll move on then, we'll have a look at a few other things. Also some beef cattle we're going to have a look at too, that we're beefing inside at the minute. So let's go, let's get going at it. Alright, so we've moved away from the yard, down in the field now. We've got the fertilizer spreader on. We want to spread a wee bit of fertilizer. So this field here, I'll just show you this part of the main grazing rotation for our larger batch of cows and calves. So we run really tight on grass here a number of weeks ago when things got really hot and dry, and we had very little rain for about 6 weeks. So run really tight on grass, but over the last week or so we've had a nice amount of rain. This grass has all started to grow quite nicely. Before the rain come, we had put out some fertilizer, so kind of run out of fertilizer. I was running low on fertilizer when I got to this last 3-acre field, and rather than putting out the 50 to 60 kgs per hectare that I was putting out, I ended up putting out about 25 kgs, 30 kgs on this particular 3-acre field. And you can see it's still a little bit patchy, whereas all the other fields that are in this paddock system, if you like, are all way ahead. They've all greened up much nicer. It's all closed in, and we're a little bit behind in this here. So we're a little bit nervous of dry spell coming back again next week. So what we want to do is we want to put out another bit of fertilizer here, hopefully get it washed in over the next couple of days before things dries up again, and hopefully it'll help to just give that little bank of grass ahead that we need and we want. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing now. We're going to put a bit of fertilizer out on this. GPS system. Now, so this GPS system was very kindly left out of me by Welltec. I have worked with them in the past. You might remember last year in the winter time I had a weighing system fitted onto my teleporter, and I was able to use that for a number of weeks. So same crowd, they specialise in all these kind of systems, GPS, weighing systems, all that kind of stuff. I will have a link in the description below, so you can go check them out if you don't know anything about them. So yeah, it's this is all in conjunction with them. They've been left this out, and with Topcon as well. So you can check out Topcon Ireland as well, so you can check out, they've got Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff too, but there'll be a link in the description below to all these things for both Wildtech and Topcon. So so what we're going to do today is going to show you a couple of the features of this GPS system. This is the latest Topcon GPS system, so it's very user friendly. I'm not going to measure this field and mark this field out in it. What I'm going to be using in this, I'm going to use the coverage, so you'll be able to see exactly where you drove, and I'm also going to be using an AB line on it as well. So I'm not going to just mark the field out. I did mark, you can see here there is another field where I was spreading, I did mark it out, but I didn't mark. Look at if this was my system, I was going to be having it going on ahead. I'd put every single field into it and have it stored in it, that when you drive into the field, it picks up straight away your hectares that you have in it, and you'll be able to just use it straight off. So that's how they're designed, but I'm probably not going to end up keeping it, so I'm just using it just to show you what some of the features are on it. So have it all set up. We're working off 18 meters, so you can see it just shows the 18 meter width, and the little arrow is your arrow of direction there as well. So what we'll do is we'll just get it set up for working on the AB. So we've set up there now just by hitting those couple of buttons. We're right now to hit the A and the A and then your B, so we'll have that set up. We'll also hit it that it starts coverage, and by starting coverage, then everywhere you drive, it just marks out on the map what you've covered. And at the end, if everything has worked out well, or you've drove close enough to where you should be, you should have the whole area that you've just spread in or sprayed in, should have it all covered. So I've been using GPS systems now for about, I think since about 2013 I got the first one, and absolutely love them. I wouldn't go back. It just helps to help with accuracy, and you know exactly you've drove in the right place with your fertilizer spreader. If you know how to set up your spreader and know how to use the GPS system, you can spread very, very accurate. So it's a super system. So let's get going with this. I'm just going to start the spreader off, and I'll show you as we're driving around then how simple it is then to set up these features. Alright, so we started off our PTO. We have our system all set up at the back, and we're ready to put our AB line down whenever we get into position. We'll also start off coverage by pressing the button here, and then once we drive off, should see, that's just this fertilizer spreader just saying that we are running, and there we go. You can see now we're starting to show coverage down the field, which is what you want to see. So basically a matter of just driving at about 9 meters out from the ditch, and we'll do a lap in the field, and when we get round then to where the AB line is going on the straight side, we'll pump that in. Now, so we're coming round to our straight ditch. This is the ditch we're going to put our AB line down. We'll just get round and into position. And once we get pointing straight, we just go over here, we press where the A is, like so, and that is now marking. You can see the little A has been marked there. We're just driving away from it, and it lays down the A, and then when we get up the top, you'll see we can pop down the B, and that will then create our straight lines for us to walk off with the GPS. Okay, so coming up now to the end of the field, we'll just hit the B, and that will now give us our full range of lines up and down the field for us to walk off. So yeah, super, very, very easy to work with. So you can now see we've got another line here that we can drive to. So we just get into position now alongside of that, and once then in position, it's only a matter of then drive straight down the field. Now, so that's us in position. Matter of just starting off the fertilizer spreader, and yeah, drive to the line. Now, so I am driving a little bit off, as was always going to happen once I was filming it. So now we're back on the line, and there is at the very top of the screen, you can see what the blue and the green little light bar is. So that helps to keep you where you should be. So I'm a little bit too far off now. See, once you get back, ideally you want to see that little blue square only at the very top of the screen. Now we're back with some green ones, but yeah, that's basically it. So it doesn't take too long to spread the likes of a small field, especially when you're spreading at 18 metres. We'll just spread in a couple of minutes. Alright, so literally just as I finished off the bit of fertilizer, it started to rain, so perfect timing on that front. A couple of things I want to show you here. Firstly, on the coverage you can see there's a little bit of a white line along here. That is done down to me. That's my fault. That's me not driving in the correct place because I was too busy on the phone, or not the phone, on the, well, it could be on the phone sometimes, but too busy on the camera here and trying to record it and not looking where I was going properly. So yeah, that's what that white line is. So you know, if you have a miss, you can actually drive back over and you can spread a wee bit of fertilizer or spray in that area, and it's sorted then to make sure you have no misses. Brilliant, especially if you're burning off some ground for reseeding or something like that. You know that you're not going to be left with one of those telltale green strips up the field and the neighbours are all laughing at you. So yeah, hopefully it sorts that out. Also, the other thing is, when this has been set up on the fertilizer spreader, it is in 3 sections. So you have a section directly behind you, section to your whole right hand side, section to the left hand side. It is turned off now. In fact, I'm driving down the field, you can see 2 of them are yellow, the middle one and the left one, but the right hand one is still green. And the reason it's still green is because there's an area here that the very tip of the GPS is picking up that hasn't been done. So if this was actually controlled, what it would do is, as you drive back down the field at that mist point, it would automatically turn on the sprayer or the fertilizer spreader, and you'd get some fertilizer out at that point where you've missed as well. So it's super job with your system linked up to that. Yeah, but that's kind of a look at the Topcon GPS. A lovely system, a lovely neat system, and yeah, really liked using it over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully it's here for a little while longer and we get some more use out of it. But if you're looking for either a GPS system or a weighing system or something like that, Welltec, give them a shout. I will have a link in the description below, and you can go check them out. Check them out on Facebook as well. Topcon Ireland as well, check them out on Facebook. There'll be a link to their website in the description below also, and yeah, see how you get on. They'll sort you out for whatever you need on that front. Alright, so we've been quite busy since the last video was made a couple of weeks ago, doing a lot of different jobs. One of the things that's been going on is we've been doing a lot of washing. Washing this shed. This is the cow's calving shed. So every year the floors are washed, the walls are usually washed, the same in the back, feeding passage all washed out and disinfectant. This year we've decided to wash the sheeting. It was all cobwebs, and see, this door here hasn't quite been washed yet. You can see some of them, it was actually worse than that. It was more like, see down the back wall, it was all black, it's kind of like that. So we decided we were going to wash all that out this year. It's quite a good bit more work and time consuming, and we don't always have time to do the entire shed. So but we're making time this year. We have a guy who comes in, helps us out, does a bit of washing in the evening, and that's great. That's a great help. So yeah, it'll help. It does a lot of things. It helps with circulation in the shed, they say, keeping it clean, and that's quite important. So also, one of the reasons why we like to get it all washed nice and clean and get disinfected is to also help combat the crypto issue that we have ongoing. So to get it all washed out and to get it disinfectant for that will also be a huge bonus. So there's a bit of washing still to be done on this. The roof here on this side all has to be still washed. The bottom bay here has to be washed as well, and the back wall, and this wall here, and the floor on the back of the shed here too. So a little bit of washing still to be done there. Yeah, let's go at the back and see what else we were doing. Alright, so just down the bottom of this shed, we have been doing a lot of washing down here as well. The yard is ready now down here. This is where the small second silage pit is, and this is where our second cut is going to be going. So we have got a couple of trailers we got to move. 3 trailers parked in the way, a bit of piping, timber along the wall, a few bags over there, and a bit of dung that fell off a trailer as well. So going to get all that moved over the next day or so. Get the plastic just around the walls, and we'll be ready then to go with our second cut silage. We didn't get the second cut silage done before, just standing out in the sun, before the rain came, because we're busy at everything else. We were busy with the harvest and getting all that sorted and the straw in and all that stuff. So plus then we went away on that little break, the little holiday. So yeah, it's about a week or so later than what we would have liked. We would have liked to have got done before the rain started, but not the end of the world. We're still only we're not even at the middle of August yet, so it'll still be fine. So yeah, hoping to get it mowed out on Sunday and lifted on Monday. I don't think it's all going to fit in here. It doesn't usually, so whatever doesn't fit in, we'll round bale. So yeah, be no hassle. Yes, that's that. I'm going to go over now and have a quick look at the cattle that we are beefing at the minute. Alright, so we've been beefing some cattle over the summer, which is not something we always do, but we have done this year. When we slaughtered all our cattle, I suppose it was around the end of the springtime, we decided to purchase some more cattle in. So we purchased 50 bulls at the time. We've added some more to it then as well as time went on. But yeah, nice batch of continental bulls. They've done very well over the summer. They're just getting to the point now where a lot of them are coming fit for slaughter. So good timing, prices are good for a change, and yeah, they should do very well. A lovely batch of bulls. At this stage they're nice and settled. A lot of them here are just lying down. Actually, when I came in the shed they were all lying, but just the bit of commotion, they've all jumped up. We have slaughtered some of these pens, but yeah, the majority of them now are just coming what we'd call nice and fit. So yeah, that is them. We have been purchasing over the last number of weeks, purchasing some younger bulls, which will be they're in the top shed, but they will be coming down here once these go, and they're just on a they're only on a really we're feeding them bale silage, small amount of meal, and we're not going to move them up onto full feed until later in the year. So it'll be towards the end of the year we put them onto full feed. But this is another batch. Seasons are a little bit further away from being finished. These guys are actually been down here since this morning, so yeah, we'll be feeding these for a little while yet, probably another couple of months with some of them. But yeah, it's nice to have some cattle ready at this time of the year now, especially when the price is good. So alright, so the battery went completely dead there just as I was finishing off the beef cattle. That's really kind of an update on what's going on. I suppose we leave it at that for this video. Going to have another video coming up this video is going to go out on Friday evening, so we'll have another video coming up on Sunday, and we'll try and get back into the rhythm of putting up a couple of videos a week. Couple of things going on, as I say, silage, that's all going to be happening, so there's going to be some videos on that next week. Hopefully, I'm hoping that Sunday's video might be to do with silage. If not, I might do an update. We've been doing some work on the 3650 and we're making good progress with it, so Sunday's video could be a whole video on that, and yeah, watch out for it because we're making good progress. Alright, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment if you have any questions, I'll try and get back to you. So see you Sunday.